Okay, let me say welcome back to our show. Our second half of our show, we have Vicki Sahanatien. I'm sure now we're going to have another take that they will get diagnosed to my speech to me now, but I can share back that they will get diagnosed to me coming in state. They came to we're going to have good morning, me, Mr. Tonga, to me, what they take and say, I go on Mushkegowuk podcast show, and so we're going to introduce that. So, Vicki, go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, good morning all, and thanks George for giving me a bit of time on the Wawate show today. So my name is Vicki Sahanatien. I work here at Lands and Resources at Mushkegowuk Council. My job is knowledge and research manager, so I deal with a lot of research topics and related to the land and the waters, wildlife, birds, and bears and plants. And anything out there in the natural environment. We've had some interest in learning more about avian influenza, so we did produce a bulletin a couple weeks ago now, I think, or a week ago, but we thought we'd just talk about it a bit today on the radio and on Facebook, just to kind of go over that bulletin and provide any other information and a few updates on, I guess, the current situation.
Ako po kapisi ko at sigit to no, ewin desot, ewin ta ko ganda ina but nestaga na nato gusken da kego na. Tani suni mga kaskin esto ya sisak na mesak mesue nimpi. Nestaga stega na kego na, kaya nestaga ke. Ego ni na but destino diti ho ma but sigo maski ko kete ke. Ego ma gyan mo ta kego ma kego an guys pa nitsignes ka. Kami kami pistio gautse ba no gutuna maskot betin so tsagatik.
Yeah, so we know the migration's happening. People are getting ready to go out to their goose camps, and birds are coming back. So what is this avian influenza virus and this thing that people also call bird flu? Kidostiogana Hannitin doing Dabinoholzagana Nagasi to Ganagitsimit as a Besnago, as a bit at the Mystic Minasi, Ebimahaknesco would eat the Hegasi tight to see Gatota. Egomagigon and Nato Skenzigateo, Mogoscatsup and Dentamut to Mr. Kegonuma, who's one Gagiscomoga Gaidensgatic, that the bad of Tamabishi stream. So avian influenza, and I'll just call it bird flu because it's easier to say. It's a viral infection, and it's highly contagious among birds. So both domestic poultry, but also wild birds like hawks and owls, gulls, terns, ducks and geese, and so on.
Bird flu, we all could take a woman Giskakitano and Mr. Justino Yasi Monobuganiskak. Well, hawk, she back the Naho, make a soak, Kiskamogo to a house on East Nogomaga, we spend a tag over the we all could take a gomagat in the Behigo.
Yeah, so wild birds in Canada and also throughout the world, they're natural carriers of avian influenza viruses. I mean, we catch human viruses as well, so it's something that's always circulating around in wild birds as well. I guess what's of great concern right now is particular strains, because there's lots of strains of bird flu, just like human flu. And the one that we hear about most right now is the highly pathogenic avian influenza, and it's also for short called HPAI, and it's a subtype H5N1. That's all kind of complicated, a long word, but essentially it's something that can spread amongst birds very easily, and especially where birds are close together, like on chicken farms, then they pass it around to each other. This kind of virus, this type, has been in Canada for 4 years. It started over, I guess, in Europe and Asia before it came over here.
yasu na matutsuk magispi mo butsik uyasisak niskak nanako egone signo batsikate gomedite ke ni kina na magaisibete kiskente makako sumana gagisigate as chicken we know Mushkegowuk mahako na as chicken kustat to ne giskake gumagan ne pehito go uyasisek ispigiska ko yasu na matutsik ne tegios tsapan ko pan gamagis tsagami hiteke Ultimagi tiba betagan hirti betis na tsugu yasisak egon magetsa to avattamo hodite he betis to homattu ahosunda gagiska niska.
So I guess what's most important to think about here is that human infections, us people, are with this kind of virus, this HPAI, is very rare and the risk is very low. Usually when it's happened, it's been when people have been working on chicken farms, so really close contact with the chickens and their feces, their breath, in small contained spaces, or just being near contaminated facilities. So it's mostly in that kind of situation as opposed to, hunting wild birds.
Kumaga bishisewista komedite he gomahosun. Tapos ko tema mettenta manaki na no ite henini at pinamontapo ikatsikiste wis spanetago to meno ahosun saga ikiskenta makeno tsatsik nanako paha kwana gano tsatsik na ite hate to ahosun gagiskake gone bete wista kanmetigatse wanda mametinta heno hoine haniti tsati sa magiabitat wista.
But of course, wild birds do get this virus, and we've seen, news about that over the past few months, and so it is still a concern, and something to be aware of and to watch out for. The birds that catch the virus, especially ducks and geese, if they get the virus, they tend to die. So it's unlikely they're going to, be good flyers and be able to fly up to James Bay area, but it's still possible. So it is important to take precautions if you're a goose or a duck or any kind of bird hunter.
Sagot magi mamatente mendatsugonite gautsapanitzika no beti no tin boganige kagiska gomina khusonite atsumum monomaskodu ditte hetattagonau sas naga khusatuyashi sitatum sago magi tiogo amentzigate bugegoshi tiogo amsina no gega odite hegi besitago bentzigyashi sago magatini tatsumonite he tatta beti no tin bibelema sagi yostinatsugo So
what should you do if you're a goose, duck, or other bird hunter? I guess first off, cooking does kill the virus. So if you're going to eat your birds, which is why I usually hunt, make sure they're cooked, and that's very important because the cooking itself will kill any virus. So in the meat, or if you have eggs from wild birds, make sure you cook those as well.
Kasasmaga nepahati guyasiship kuyas seminoin gato tamakobanana bugiminoy isniska siship gone bugilota tanepehek tanepehegorganame the economy sasni yottegi gontat in the batamaganama kagiska kiskomoge akusono monatiniga kinekam kamitsen the magastan of tematonemino anochanama kiskomoge.
Also, and these are very common sense as well. So when you are hunting, if you know there has been avian bird flu reported from that area, maybe consider not hunting there. Especially maybe if you're hunting down here, in the Timmins area in the south where maybe something might be observed, or also up in James Bay. Another common sense thing is don't handle or eat birds that seem sick. If you see them there, just leave them. And if you find birds that you don't know why they're dead, of course, like don't handle them. You don't want to, have a chance of getting a virus.
Kisaasunaaga businesskendaman wiisheist eitet wiasiisnesta bumiskodeine bednesta buusheitet kana saamen gittugunaa kanan pukuntaat paamin mekittugunaa egumaaganiste businesskendaman ene bitwiasiisagaisiin tasnuitek maaskuttamana osin piittusen diittege tiise aswahigi diittege kisaasun anama miskamone kisaasun joabartaman waawinakhaan wiasiiseine bednesta buukega tisasaaminut no wiasiis.
So after getting a bird, and you have to clean it. Of course, there's some precautions you can take, and you just have to decide for yourself what's best. The thing is to have a layer of protection. So it's just like having personal protection equipment. So you could wear gloves, have some eye protection, even just your glasses or sunglasses. If you have a mask, wear a mask. And the thing is, you just don't want to have your eyes or your nose or your mouth get in contact with blood or the feces, which it comes out of the bird when you shoot it, or anything coming out of the nose of wild birds. So it's just it's kind of practical, but sometimes we don't think about it when we're out in the field.
Eguma bugete henan yakwamsigittugunaa ispi baskubitsigegistema mantusiguasismo tabuskudegusmaskuttamano submittamatigiskamegigon tabuskudastisak estabugotiaga tigiskamangigon giskishogittege egatsosepanak sabskasepanak estabumanaskan kabistasamenman mekho anhettogigona estogittun estogitsaasigittege goistiskebuttinisin koisugo pittamautta pukutsikiituuttaman hegigoanitsanaagatistanigaat kaatsittanuan gigoanigaagitskensigaattiikmigootaatta enuutsahat wiasiis.
Yeah, and a couple other practical things just to think about, like if you're working on cleaning your birds, like don't drink tea or water while you're doing it. Get all the work done, and then do it later because you'll have stuff on your hands. Don't touch your face. All that kind of thing. And of course, as we all do, clean up afterwards, wash well your hands, clean the surface where you've been working on the birds. If you're working on a table or something like that, a bit different if you're out on the shore, just cleaning out there. And kids, keep them away at a good distance when you're cleaning. Of course, we want kids to learn how to clean, but maybe just smaller ones, have them just watching off a bit. But if they're going to participate, make sure they also have gloves and that kind of personal protection as well.
Eguma bugittugunaa kisaasunnan tuuttamegagaisinutistigigaisi nanuutsahiguguyaasiisimoo maaskuttamanaasuupanegaatsigoobuipattaman gittimigaatinuutsahat guyaasiisim kisaaspun gitistigigattagunagaigigaan nestapugumaananahagaabaskupitsigilaaskumaanu omagaatuuttahuinakaan ebaskupitsigitkaana hiidmiinomagaatuutta egon hetto egon yaguamasigisaasnigis kedattuni ajaattiinu wiasiisaahusunittokoisugu siaguamentamegana nestakoistigitsikaasinigiegoyas kimitsaatsigitsattinigiegadittehe megaatinuutistigiega tinistamagawasisak egaatipesnaagutsik megaatinuutsahiguyaasiisimoo.
What else? I guess sometimes we will have the dogs out of the camp, keep them away from the area too. If there is a virus, dogs can catch it. If they eat, part of a dead bird or, that kind of thing. And I know that can be a bit challenging to keep dogs away from guts, but probably better for your pet just in case. But again, the risk is low, especially once you're up on James Bay Coast. Sick birds probably won't make it there, but there's still the chance, of course.
Egumagaittege minuguttagigonchaguamentamegitsemissusoagaaskumanagabetiispanuutsik nestapugaanogaatripuhatsuguanaasko via season is the program in the had to back Kigona Muchestagino, Ganik Mohone, Tekino, Kia season mark, the government your government to make it to go now to the negative type.
Yeah, so lots of ways to help keep yourself safe and be aware. But, you know, if you do see a goose or a duck or any kind of bird where you're hunting and when you're out on the land, it is possible to do some reporting on that and provide, get some information, some confirmation. Did it, you know, die of the bird flu or maybe something else? So there is a way to do that, and I'll provide that information.
Kisas mage bisis kente megi tehtäigu ja sihigi kuame kumaga enni pittu ja siski ko ganne pehiko ke ko nemi ko gina to kiskin chatting istugo sihin enni pittu ke dattun down to kiskin chatting di ko taspini di ko ne ko ne gatte pikat bitti vittama ko now ke ko ne mage to tame.
So there is an organization called the Canadian Wildlife Health Cooperative. They're based at the University of Guelph in Guelph, Ontario, and they're one of the organizations that just works to track wildlife disease. So any kind of wildlife, birds, any kind of wildlife, mammals, snakes, you name it. And if they're interested in receiving samples, if there are any, from the north, because they don't have a lot of people that report information from the north. So we can actually help with a greater understanding of the extent of bird flu and other wildlife diseases as well.
Nesta mage twista meg dan de smiskrek dan de taspene to neska winat na to geskinda muk fokusin muk ma jo vista matcha dit hetchi go vichegwe.
What we'll do after the show and on Facebook, we'll post the information on who to contact, how to contact them, the website, the phone number, and so on. But I guess the thing is when you see birds that seem to be acting unusually, like they have lack of energy, they can't move, they're shaking, maybe they can't fly, or they're just dead in a place where, you know, they shouldn't be, like they're not on the side of the road or something like that. Those are the ones to be careful about and suspicious about. And if you want to report that would be excellent. And if you want to also provide that carcass, the sample, to the Canadian Wildlife Health Cooperative, they'd be really interested in receiving it. And we'll post information about how to go about that as well.
Okay, aku makan dite witam bukan dite sasin pesisken mat meskot tu ya si shoiti wi sheite. Ego hogan goi ke goi na to gesken chigate ke gache na ya ko amchine gan este pesisken me ga gi mi dan este bu wi sheite asme ya si ego hogan na ga staget tu gona ko maga witam me dite ke este bu wi bet same ke yu ke sko wi as te pa ho shame ke dite ke
I guess what's really important is if you do see a bird that you're suspicious about, don't touch it directly. That's critical. Make sure you have gloves or use plastic bags, a shovel, something like that. So again, protect yourself.
Toen hangi pattehege san hupas ke sort the 80s at then the pattehege no. Okay, it's me guys, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, and thank you again. We'll be back again next time for our show. As it is the fish not the bench we will go out. Margaret, me guys get it now. Watch it, you feel under the Mushkegowuk podcast show. Watch it.